I recently was on a podcast with two male colleagues, and in the discussion, it came up to why do you think couples are so unhappy dating right now? Well, this is a complicated issue, but I think one of the big reasons as an intimacy sex therapist is because sex has become recreational. It's fun. I mean, people expect it, they have fun with it, and although it's thought of as it's no big deal, it is a big deal. In fact, I think it's one of the main reasons that these relationships don't last. You can't nurture a long-term relationship that is only about sex. Today on Reaction Reset, we're talking about what happens when sex becomes recreational and true emotional intimacy is lost. When sex is expected and it's become recreational, basically what happens is a long-term emotional connection is forfeited because the sex of the relationship is taking the priority. You know, sex feels good, it's enjoyable, but it's the coming together of the heart and soul and vision together that emotional intimacy adds to it. So if you try to have a long-term relationship and it's based primarily on the physical aspect of sex, you can understand why that can't hold you together. You can't build a future based on something that's superficial and physical only. What I see with people today is that they express more feelings of loneliness, cynicism. They become jaded in their dating life. This most likely is because they're in relationships that may be feeding their body, but they're not feeding that feeling of connection that people need, that feeling that you belong together, that you're making a vision, that you're creating a life. Instead, it's kept on the surface level of feeling physically satisfied. Sex is expected, and all of a sudden you begin feeling like this person doesn't really know you intimately at all. They just want your body. Maybe you're looking for something more special, a connection that makes you feel like your top priority, a connection that makes you feel like someone's really got your back, a connection as if someone that you matter to someone, that they know all these little things about you. If you're looking for more of that in the relationship, that means that you're looking for emotional intimacy. I'm going to list 4 ways that you can take your relationship from a recreational, physical relationship to a deeper, feeling more special, emotionally close relationship. I do have a disclaimer, and that is that both partners have to be willing and wanting to have a more emotionally close relationship. You can't make someone go from a recreational intimacy to a full-blown emotional one. It doesn't work that way. The first tip begins with you. Wanting a deeper emotional relationship is a sign of health. It's a really good sign. And it's important, though, that you begin to understand that you are going to be the change. When you say, I want more emotional, you're asking to be valued more. You're wanting more respect. You're wanting to feel more confident. You're wanting to know that someone else values you and wants to know you on all the levels of you, not just one. So basically, wanting an emotional relationship is saying that you are ready to take on and deal with the broken parts of yourself, because I want you to remember, no relationship can cure brokenness within. Each of us has to do that on our own. The next tip is practice your communication. You know, every couple has some trouble with communication, but if you're going to make your communication in the relationship more about emotional connection, that means the first thing you need to do is you really need to listen to each other. And that means shut those screens down, because when you really listen to someone, you validate them, especially if you're creating a depth in the relationship. It means when your partner says, I had a bad day at work, you don't just go with that and go back to your TV program. You stop and you say, oh, really? What happened? You empathize with them. Wow, that would have made me feel bad too. And then you complete it with saying something, well, I still love you. I think you're awesome, or whatever it is. You're showing your partner that you have their back and their weakness at work or wherever doesn't scare you. Be sure to put them on your schedule. This doesn't sound romantic, but it's so important. Every day you should have on your schedule 20 minutes with my partner. That 20 minutes is for emotional connecting. It's for talking with them. Psychologists have found that 20 minutes a day practiced by the couple with being exclusive face-to-face and just talking about whatever improves relationships significantly. And not only that, when you give someone 20 minutes of your time, you're telling that person, you matter to me. I care most about you, because you're not trying to do other jobs while they're talking. And not only that, but you're listening to what they say. Finally, be more appreciative and thoughtful about doing little things throughout the week for your partner. Something as simple as writing on a lunch napkin and putting it in their purse or their satchel, whatever they carry to work. You're telling your partner, I am there with you. I'm thinking of you. And it doesn't have to be a big deal, guys. It can be a text. It can be, realizing, wow, I have 15 minutes before I get home and I'm a little bit ahead of time. I'm going to just stop. Get your partner a little treat. These things are so important. And don't forget, you should never go to bed without telling your partner verbally, with a touch on the back of their neck or a hug around their shoulders, something they did that day that you appreciated. You can start in the morning and go all day, but I tell you, as a practicing psychologist, knowing how powerful this is, I do it in my own relationship every day. Experts in the field of sex and intimacy will tell you that sex alone will not help a relationship survive. Relationships thrive on emotional intimacy. It's one thing that you cannot replace in any long-term relationship. The ability to feel respect, the ability to feel like this person is totally with you, the ability to feel like you matter to this one person. I cannot imagine a great relationship without emotional connection. Remember, change your reaction, change your world.